F.W. Murnau.
Nice.
Apparently this guy was like 6'6".
Oh wow, so tall.
Yeah, really tall. And he was also gay.
Oh,
Yeah,
in the picture I can tell.
yeah, he was a German a German film director of from the silent era.
Oh. Yeah, I just can't tell.
Yeah, I think most of his films I think are lost now,
Yeah?
but not all of them. And two of
Yeah,
them
not all of them.
and two of them I've seen.
Oh, really? Which ones?
One of them I've seen. Okay. I pulled a few of the stuff from their movies, and one of them we've actually watched together, and it was this one.
Oh, that's there. I love that.
Yeah, Nosferatu, Ein Symphonie des Grauens.
Yes. That
And
one I enjoyed.
and in my opinion, this is probably still the best adaptation of Dracula.
Yeah, it is. It is the best.
Yeah. Apparently, this movie, even though it's an adaptation of Dracula, it was before they didn't have the rights to make an adaptation of Dracula, so they changed all the names and some plot points. But
Ah,
Bram Stoker's widow,
yeah?
yeah, Bram Stoker, the writer for Dracula, was she sued them anyway.
Oh, good on them.
Yeah, and but the court ordered all prints of this movie to be destroyed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But obviously this film still exists.
It does.
Yeah, so it didn't work. And honestly, thank goodness, because this is a good movie.
It is. It's my first silent film that I have seen.
Yeah, mine too.
It was good.
Yeah, and no, and I pulled some images from this movie.
Yes, I like it how they didn't have the technology or VFX to pull things off.
Well,
I
that
like how it was like all done like by manual, like, you know what I mean?
even if everything is in camera, you're still using effects, whatever they are, whether it's makeup effects or lighting effects, like
Yeah.
like special effects aren't just like CGI.
Yeah, I don't know.
So anyway,
I
yeah,
mean, like more computer, like more technology.
well, yeah,
based.
obviously you can't use obviously there wasn't any CGI in the Silent Era.
Yeah.
But there were still ways that they composited films, like they'd
Yeah.
use rear projection or
Yeah.
force perspective.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and yeah, like as I've been saying, I put some images from this movie as well, and and Count Orlok is the subject of all of them.
Yeah. Oh my god.
There's
I like it.
there's Max Schreck as Count Orlok,
Yeah.
or Dracula if you'd prefer, I guess.
Yes, I like it. I like the long nails, the ears.
Yeah, his version of the aristocratic vampire is more rat-like than most.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, some say that this image is evocative of of anti-Semitism. I can kind of see it, but I don't
I
know.
can't see it.
I mean, I can kind of see it, but it's not. I don't think it's really the movie's fault.
It's not the mood's fault. I can't really see it. People just like have their own question about it.
I mean,
Everyone says, "Oh, this is this," but I don't see it.
I think
I
they,
can see that it looks like one that Adam's family person, the uncle.
I think it's totally reasonable to assume that even if these tropes aren't intended that
Yeah.
you need to acknowledge that you need to be aware of them, even if it was done totally innocently.
Yeah.
Like the thing about like the goblins in Harry Potter.
Yes.
You know, some say that they too are evocative of anti-Semitism, but you know, J.K. Rowling's goblins aren't really all that different from most other depictions of goblins. So, like, if
Yeah.
anything, it says
I don't know why. Let's make these things up, really.
like if J.K. Rowling's goblins are anti-Semitic, it's because like goblins have been used as anti-Semitic stand-ins throughout the centuries, and it's not really like her
Oh, no.
fault.
You're
But
just moving.
I mean, I don't think you should. I think it's irresponsible to dismiss it as like just a movie.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's. I still have a few more to pull from here, and
Yeah.
here's another one
Oh, that one looks nice.
with
Looks creepy.
with Count. This is Count Orlok just rising out of his coffin.
Yes. That. Not bad. Looks creepy, but.
Yeah. The first time I watched this movie, I hadn't read the book Dracula yet, but I was aware of the controversy about it. You know, in terms of about it being a Dracula adaptation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but as I was reading the book with with this movie in mind, and I was seeing all the plot points that this movie took from the book, I was like, damn, how did they think that they were going to get away with ripping this off?
Yes,
Be-
and it did.
Because it's so bloody. The thing is, they didn't get away with it. Remember the
Oh, didn't it?
now. Remember the court tried to destroy every.
Oh, yes. The
every-
book, yeah, the book, yeah.
Yeah, they tried
The
to
book.
to destroy every print of this movie,
Yes.
and yeah, thank goodness it didn't work.
Lucky, thank goodness.
And we also I put one more, and this is the shadow on the wall.
That looks so great.
Yeah, probably one of the most iconic shots from this movie.
Yes.
And
How did they put it off?
how they put it off?
Yeah.
They probably just had Max Schreck standing off camera somewhere, and they showed a bright light on him, and just had a shadow like sit on the wall.
Ah, see.
Yeah, it's really not all that. It's not all that tricky. I mean, I don't know if I've ever showed you this, but I made my own little silent movie.
Oh, yes. I think you showed me.
Yeah, it's not the one where I'm dressed as David and I shoot my sister's boyfriend in the head.
Oh.
It's
That looks good.
it's another one than that.
No.
But to kind of go back to the anti-Semitism accusations, I mean, he does have a pretty big nose in this silhouette.
Yeah. What's big nice about it?
Well, I mean, just look how big and far out it protrudes from his face.
Oh. That doesn't look like, anything.
I mean, yeah, in real life, Jewish people don't necessarily have big noses, and not everyone with big noses are necessarily Jewish. But
No.
it's a racist trope that's still attributed to Jewish people, unfortunately.
Oh.
But yeah, but
Yeah. I didn't thought it was Jewish. So.
but any problematic things you can attach to this movie aside, it's still very much worthwhile, and I still think
It is.
the best adaptation of Dracula.
It's the best.
Yeah, and so funny story about this movie.
Yeah.
Max Schreck's performance as Count Orlok was apparently so convincing that his fellow cast and crew of this movie thought that he was actually a real vampire.
Oh, wow.
And there's also this movie, a kind of a mockumentary called Shadow of the Vampire, starring Willem Dafoe as it's kind of based on the making of Nosferatu. Yeah, it has Willem Dafoe as Max Schreck, but the twist is that Max Schreck actually was a vampire.
Oh, damn.
I haven't seen this movie, but it sounds pretty fun. I want to watch it.
Yeah, same.
Yep.
That does look fun. So yeah.
F-
I like the movie. I enjoyed it.
yeah, so yeah, this is one of F.W. Murnau's one of F.W. Murnau's movies, and probably his most famous movie.
Yeah. Did it make him like not? I know about those days, but did everyone seem how did everyone know that he was gay?
This was like the 1920s.
Yeah.
And like this was F.W. Murnau was a German filmmaker. Germany in the 1920s was actually like very different from Germany in like the 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
Germany under the Weimar Republic was actually very liberal for its era.
Yeah.
Like they were actually very surprisingly tolerant of like queer people at the of the time.
I see.
Yeah, like Germany was actually one of the leading researchers of trans people.
Ah.
Like the very first trans surgeries were actually done in Germany.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and when the Nazis came into power, like some of the books that they burned were actually about transgender people and the research on transgender people.
Oh.
Yeah, so even yeah, yeah, so yeah, the more you know. But yeah, yeah. But as I said, even though this is F.W. Murnau's most famous movie, it's not his only movie of his that I've seen. He also did this movie, Forced.
I've never seen that.
This is another silent movie, as you could probably guess. In this movie, God, or I guess Satan makes a bet with God, if he can like corrupt a good man, and the result would be like if Satan wins, it causes the apocalypse.
Ooh.
Yeah. So he goes down to Earth. He finds this old man who he gives, and he restores him to his youth.
Ooh.
Yeah, and there's a love subplot in here.
Yeah.
It's I don't like it as much as Nosferatu, but this is still a pretty interesting movie. It has some pretty interesting visuals, and its story is pretty compelling.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I should watch it. I just never.
You can watch it for free on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah, like a lot of silent movies you can watch for free on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know they're that old. There's no longer any copyright on them.
No.
I also put some images from this movie.
Let's see.
Yeah, this is
Wow.
yeah, this is one of the demons. I don't know if it's the main demon, but it might be the main demon, and he's like casting like a big shadow on like the city.
Ah.
Yeah. Legend has it this shot was the inspiration for Fantasia's Night on Bald Mountain.
Oh really?
Yeah. The Walt Disney film.
Fantasia. It was another box.
I beg your pardon.
Fantasia.
Yeah. No, Fantasia was done by Disney.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, making this one.
Yeah. Well, that's that's the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, but you know that and Not on Board Mountain were both part of Fantasia.
Oh.
And I think I put one more image of this movie.
That looks
Oh no, I didn't. No, it looks like I didn't. So yeah, this is I think this. Okay, all right. I could have sworn I pulled more. Just give me a moment.
How did that pull that off?
Hold on. Let me hold on. Let me check. Okay, no, I guess I didn't. I guess I just put this.
Yeah.
So how they did this? Looking at it, I'm guessing it was just a guy in a big costume, and the city down here is like a miniature.
Ah. I'm thinking about it.
But yeah, that's the thing about these old movies that are pretty fascinating. There's a
Yeah.
lot of creativity that's used.
I know that they should do back as well.
Yeah, and a lot of the times, even these old effects are still pretty convincing.
It is.
So yeah, I guess we can I guess we can move on from from F.W. Murnau now. Oh wait,
Yeah.
there is one other thing I guess we can talk about F.W. Murnau.
Yes.
Hold on, just let me look at when he died.
Yes.
I just want to make sure I
If it was married, why? I don't know. If it was
okay.
how did he want to gay? Like he was exploring with boys? Not boys, but like men.
Well, he was. I mean, I don't know. I haven't done that much research into it. All I know is that he
Yeah.
was gay, and he died in 1931 at the age of 42.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and okay, I'll take a quick look at his personal life on Wikipedia.
Yes.
Let's see. Yeah, it says he was gay. His friend and lover was a poet by the name of Hans Herrenborn de Gale.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's I don't know how if I pronounced that right.
Yeah.
And apparently, while he was in Hollywood, he became enamored with a young actor of the name David Rollins.
Ah.
It,
Not bad.
In late 1927, Murnau convinced Rollins to pose a nude with the pulling garden of Wolf's, yeah, whatever. I wonder, let's check if this David Reynolds person was gay as well.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know, that's a pretty long section. I don't want to read it.
You know the red then.
Okay, you can do that. Oh, but one other thing I wanted to say about F.W. Murnau. In 2015,
Yeah.
F.W. Murnau's grave was broken into.
Oh really?
Yeah, and not only that, they took the skull.
Ooh. Alright.
Yeah, and to this day, the skull, like, no one knows what happened to the skull.
Yeah. That's sad.
Yeah, there was apparently some residual like candle wax there, so it's speculated that his grave might have been broken into by some occultists.
Alright.
Yeah, that's weirdly interesting because of you know who F.W. Murnau was. You know, he made one of the most foundational like adaptations of Dracula ever.
Yeah.
Like, did they break into his grave because he was F.W. Murnau, or was it a coincidence?